And good morning, dear ones. Robert Brzezinski with you here today. It is the 6th of May. Okay, we had May the 4th be with you. We had Cinco de Mayo. I don't think we have anything today. I think it's
don't know.
the 6th of May, which is cool. It's nice to get back to a little bit of something that's similar. Okay, enough of that stuff. Welcome, everybody. My name's Robert Brzezinski. This is Morning Prayers, and I have my great friend with me, Reverend Lisa Bair. Hello, dear one.
Hi there. Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you back with us. And Lisa always, she's with us every Wednesday morning, brings us a reading, and we get to pray together. And we'll talk a little bit more about this afterwards. However, Lisa is the author, along with her daughter, of a great and fabulous children's book, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But Lisa, you always bring us a reading on Wednesday mornings, something to help us get grounded and centered. So why don't take us away, please?
Yes. So I have my handy little book here. This is Richer Living by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. And they write an amazing, it's a daily guide. So this is what my morning always starts with. And so that is one thing I wanted to mention was I really think it's important that we find something to begin our day with, where this program is so definitely important because I feel like the more we're able to reconnect with spirit, reconnect with source, reconnect with what the truth is, then we can just start our day from a good perspective and move through the day in that manner. So a daily reading or something in the morning to get you going is always a good thing. So think about what that might be for you, including this morning prayer, and find a daily guide and something that you can tune into in the mornings. This reading comes from May 4th, actually, but it seems so fitting for today. This one says, "Today as a child, I enter into the gladness of living, trusting in the eternal goodness. Who would not be as a child again? Who would not again have the simple faith and childlike trust that somehow or other we seem to lose on the pathway of human experiences? I now command the multitude of doubts and fears that crowd into my mind to be quiet." So you're welcome to just close your eyes and just listen to this. I now command the multitude of doubts and fears that crowd into my mind to be quiet. While the divine miracle takes place in my life, I let every good I possess become multiplied by divine love. This acts upon my faith to bring into my experience everything necessary to my well-being. I know that this divine good includes all things that are necessary: food, shelter, love, friendship, and the accomplishment of every right purpose. And so my faith, the faith of a little child in me, will rise to expectancy to meet the new day that comes in joy and accept the bounty of heaven. I just really enjoyed that reading, thinking to bring ourselves back into our just simple mind, the mind of a child, that we just live in that trust and we just have faith that everything is going to work out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That sounds like a perfect launching off point for prayer this morning.
Yeah.
So what we do here, folks, is called Share a Prayer, and I'm going to let Reverend Lisa get us started. She'll move into that, into a prayer. Remember, now this is a spiritual mind treatment. This isn't begging or beseeching for anything. This is an affirmation of a truth, affirmation of the good that we know is already available and present to us. So, and then at some point, she'll pass that prayer over to me. We'll wrap it up and move into the next portion of our morning. So, Reverend Lisa, please take us away.
All right. So everybody just settle in, sit back, close your eyes, and just be here in this very moment. Close your eyes and breathe in deep. We need to take a couple of deep breaths to center ourselves into this space. So breathe in with me. Breathe out. Breathe in the love and the light. Breathe out. One more deep breath. For it is in the breath that we breathe that divine presence of love lives. With every breath, we just tap into that love. We just tap into the peace and the grace and the wisdom that we know is God, or divine intelligence, or life, or universal law. Whatever word we use to connect with that divine source, we know that it is present right here, right now, this very moment. For we know that every breath is the breath of God. It breathes us and we live in it. For we know that every breath we take, there is love, there is peace, there is that divine connection that moves us into our morning, into our day. Coming from that energy, we know that we can accomplish anything. For as we know, we are recognized that this divine source within us is the very, very truth that keeps us centered in all situations. For as we know that we are connected to this divine source, I know that I am one with it. I know that this truth is that you are one with it. As we connect with it, we affirm and know that everything is perfect, whole, and complete right here, right now. We know that God or Spirit is working in our lives. And as we tap into that childlike trust, we just bring it back to the truth of what we know, that there is only one God and one life and one source, and it moves and breathes within us. We know that this divine source moves and breathes and lives in and through all people and things in the universe. And we tap into that divine energy as we go about our day. We just take a moment to take that deep breath and remember the truth of who we are in any situation. For we know that we are surrounded in that love and that light, and it goes with us, it moves with us. And that any feelings or thoughts that we are having of doubt or uncertainty, you just tap into that truth, tap into knowing who we are. We just use that divine wisdom that we are born with, for we are born with it. It is within us. And anything that we're feeling unsure about, anything that we may be experiencing doubt in the situation we're in the world right now, we just tap into that truth and ask ourselves, ask Spirit, what is the best thing for me to do right now? Do I stay home? Do I go out? We just remember to tap in and use that divine intelligence that lives within us, and it will guide us in our perfect path. It will lead us. We just tap into that presence and ask for guidance. All it takes is a breath and a question. And we just take a moment of silence and ask ourselves, what is it for me today that I need to do? How do I live and breathe in this space, in this place of God? What is the best thing for me to do right now, right here, today? Should I stay? Should I go? Just tap into that truth and follow that. That is the divine wisdom. That is the truth. That is where we come back to in any situation we're in. Any doubts, any fears, we release them into the hands of God. We release them into the grace of God and know that our divine prayers are answered. If we sit still and we listen, give it a chance. As you sit still in this quiet, the truth is revealed to you, and what the best thing is for you to do in your life, with your family, in our situation that we're in right now. We just allow that divine wisdom to guide us, knowing that that will lead us home, wherever that is we need to be. We just give trust and give faith, and we hand it over to God, knowing that this divine intelligence works in and through us, blessing us. And I give thanksgiving for this wisdom and this intelligence that lives inside of me. And I know that it works for me, and I believe in it, and I trust in it, like that childlike trust of God. I trust in that faith. I trust in that wisdom. I go back to it with every breath of God. I give trust, and I hand it over to God, and I release this into the hands of Reverend Robert to finish our prayer.
And I too feel that sense of trust, a deep sense of knowing that all is well, that God's got this, that everything is exactly where it's supposed to be, that everything's happening according to a divine right action. I am in such great expectancy of the good that is happening, that is coming onto the planet at this time, the great revelation of the vision for God's life in the coming epoch. Because what I know is, I know that in the midst of this experience, there is a giant evolutionary leap that is happening, and the old ways of being are crumbling, and new ways of being are taking their place.
Mm-hmm.
A new vision coming online right now, a new evolutionary leap coming online right now, a new consciousness coming online right in this very moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so I speak this word for all that may hear these words. And I claim for each one that hears these words a deep sense of the sacred yes that is the inner calling, a deep sense of saying yes to the soul's desire, a deep yes to being on the team. Letting go of the old, and letting go of the fear, and letting go of the conspiracies and the conjecture and all the theory and all of that minutia and muck, just letting all of that go. And being 100% committed, focused, dedicated, absolutely focused on the good. On the good that is happening all around, on the good that is happening in my life, your life, and the good that God is bringing forth onto the planet right now, because that's what's really happening. There is a new way of being good, a new way of experiencing good. The good that is God and God that is good. It is all life. And it's all happening right now in front of our very eyes. And how glorious it is to watch evolution in the moment of process, in the moment of the leap. We're learning to see differently, learning to breathe differently, learning to allow our hearts to beat differently. It is as if humanity has crawled out of the ocean and is just now taking its very first breath on dry land. A new vision emerging. And we get to be part of that. We are part of that. And right now, we are creating a world that works for everyone. Mm-hmm. Humanity is awakening to its spiritual magnificence. There is more than enough of everything on the planet at this time to experience pure, absolute truth, and to experience nirvana, paradise, heaven on earth, birthing itself right now, destroying, just dissolving the old and allowing the new. So I am too very, very grateful. Grateful to be in this experience, grateful to be present to it, and most especially grateful to know that God's got this. It is not I doing the work, it is God doing the work. And so I release this word into that law that must say yes, that in fact is already demonstrating this truth, this word, already bringing this word into form. I release this word into that law and I let it be. I let God be God.
Mm-hmm.
And if any of this has resonated with you in any way, please join me in an affirmation of this truth by saying together, and so it is.
Amen. Amen.
And so it is.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, now I can get going.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like the spiritual
Reset.
caffeine. Yeah.
I know. It's exactly what it is. So reset.
Yes.
Wake up and regroup.
Exactly. So, well, thank you so much for being with us today, folks. We'll be back tonight at 8:15 p.m. for evening prayers. Couple of quick reminders. You can connect with Reverend Lisa on Facebook. Oh, I didn't think I was making that into a ticker. Let's not.
Oh.
Okay. Well, there it is. There's her Facebook, Love Like 7. And also check out her book, 4 Fabulous Fairy Tales and Mini Mindful Meditations.
Yep. This is great.
It's a great book.
Tap you into your childlike beliefs. It's a great tool for adults and children.
Yes.
Reconnect you to spirit and reconnect you to what the truth is.
And I happen to know that there's this video series coming soon.
Yes.
And soon.
On the horizon.
On the horizon,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And be sure to join us on Friday night, Bob Sima and Shannon Plummer in concert.
Yes.
It's going to be a great event. There's an event page here on Facebook. You can also find that through New Thought Radio's page. And but the event is actually on Zoom. That way we get to interact and they get to see us. And Bob and Shannon have really done a great job at figuring out how to make all that work. So, all right. We're running a couple minutes over today, folks, so we're going to let you go. But thank you so much for being with us. And again, evening prayer started at 8:15 p.m. Until next time, peace and blessings. We love you.
Bye. Have a good day. Blessings.